Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today, we're going to do a campfire chat with Rob Robertson of Veterans Hunting and Fishing Network. My name is Russ Stapert. I'm the Director of Development. How are you doing today, Rob?
Doing pretty good. It's been a phenomenal morning.
All right. You ready for these tough questions?
Fire away.
All right. The first question I have for you. When did you create VHFN? And why?
So I created VHFN, Veterans Hunting and Fishing Network, in the fall of 2019 while I was going through a lot of personal issues, such as separating from the military, a divorce, and everything that goes along with that.
All right.
And why I formed it was because I wanted to develop a centralized place for veterans to come to get the support they need that may be going through similar distressful times in their life, and just have a support system where they could get outdoors, hunting and fishing, because that always calmed me down. That always helped me to refocus and recenter myself.
All right. Thank you for that. So here's a follow-up question. How does a person become staff with VHFN?
So for a person to become staff on VHFN, you first got to join our Facebook group, or we do allow civilians on there, but we'll talk about that later.
All right.
But they go to our website, vhfn.org/volunteer, fill out the form, and then submit it. And then one of our board members or staff members will contact them and do a quick little interview. And then at the conclusion of that interview, the board member or staff member decides if this person would be a fit for our organization or possibly not. So that's how you become a pro staff member for Veterans Hunting and Fishing Network.
All right. Well, what does a staff member do on a daily or monthly basis?
So we have a few requirements of or things that we ask our staff members to do, and we just want them to take at least 3 trips a year and take veterans out. They don't have to be like these huge hunts of a lifetime. It can be if you're taking your boat out fishing and your back seat's empty, post up a trip. They don't have to be these elaborate guided hunts, guided fishing trips, but that's what they're mainly there for. And then we like our veteran staff members to just talk with the veterans that they're taking out and just see how they're doing, gauge their how they're doing in their life. And if there's any kind of issues or red flags they see, then they can contact a board member and we'll reach out to that veteran. And then within the state, it takes money to do anything. So we just ask that they do some fundraising events and stuff like that, so that way they have the funds to maybe do a hunt of a lifetime for veterans or stuff like that.
All right, thank you. So we talked briefly about non-veterans joining the organization. So what does that look like for an individual that wants to participate or help and give back with veterans events and other things? What stipulations are there?
So for our civilian staff members that want to come on board, they do the same process. They fill out an application on our website, and then we give them a call, and then they can help just like any other veteran. And the only stipulation is that while they can participate in the trips and hunts that they are actively working on, so like if you're in Nebraska and Missouri, if I was a civilian and I wanted to help you out and come on a trip in Nebraska, as long as I was actively participating in helping you put the trip on, like throwing out decoys, retrieving ducks, or helping veterans getting to ADA accessible blinds, then I can go on that hunt and I could possibly harvest an animal myself.
Well, that sounds like a great opportunity for someone. Where do you see the organization in 5 years from now?
So my dream for our organization in 5 years is to have at least 5 staff members in at least half the states in the United States. I would love to see our staff members be motivated, dedicated, and out there, promoting the organization, promoting the opportunities that we provide for our veterans. And then, there's always the fundraising thing. I would love to be able to say that we don't have a fundraising issue, but and that we had just the money to do whatever we wanted. But it does take going out there and offering fundraising opportunities for our communities to give back to the veterans.
All right. What barriers are we facing as an organization?
So just like I talked about what I wish we could do, the barriers is, for one, finances. We're working on a shoestring budget every year. And fundraising, we have difficulties with fundraising. So I would love to see, you know, an influx of financial support so that way we could do a lot of things that we would like to do. I would love to see an influx of staff members that are, you know, hit the ground running and just, you know, over and perform anything that we could imagine. So that's probably about the top two things I would say we need. And then I would love to see our membership on our Facebook page to exceed over 25,000 veterans, active duty service members, and Gold Star family members.
Well, that would be great. What three things would make our organization more successful?
Just like I've said, finances, staffing in all the states, because I would love to see at least 5 staff members in every state. And, you know, that's really the main thing is those two things are the biggest right now.
All right. All right. Here's our last question. What are your organization goals for the year 2026?
So the organizational goals for 2026 is to double or even triple our current amount of staff that we have. I would like to see our trip numbers and veterans taking on trips doubled or tripled. And then I like to see at least each state do at least 1 or 2 different fundraising events so that way we can get them the funding that they need to do the job that they're needing to do.
Okay, great. Well, that concludes my questions for you on our fireside chat. Thank you all for watching, and you have a great day. And thank you, Rob, for participating in this question and answer session.
No problem. Thanks for having me.